Welcome to Design Your Way, the podcast that helps you build a creative career that truly reflects who you are. You're finishing your studies or just starting out in the professional world, in architecture, design, or any other creative field, and you're wondering how to navigate this transition, find your path, and build a career that feels meaningful to you. I'm Louise Blanche, a final year student in architecture in France, passionate about creation, communication, and entrepreneurship. Here we talk about everything we don't learn in school: how to land your first job, understand the reality of the profession, how to create your own project, and how to present yourself in a way that attracts the right opportunities. We'll meet twice a month for expert interviews, conversations with other students and young professionals, and some more personal episodes where I will share my reflections and the lessons I've learned along the way. Whether you're a student, a recent graduate, or already starting your career, this podcast is here to support you, to give you practical tools, and to inspire you to move forward at your own pace. So, are you ready to build your career as intentionally as your projects? Welcome to Design Your Way. In this episode, I'll share with you my career strategy as a final year architecture student who's going to graduate in just a few months. So I hope you'll enjoy this episode, and let's get into it. Hello, welcome back to this podcast. I'm so glad you're here. I feel like most people pretty much don't know what their career strategy is, or it's not quite clear, but I really want to be very transparent with you because I really wished some other people would have done this, so it would have spared me a lot of time thinking and trying to figure everything out. So I'm gonna be very transparent and share my full career strategy with you today and how I'm planning to enter the architecture industry but also keep my own independence, and which channels or strategies I'm leveraging to do this. Because I'm pretty scared about what will happen next after my graduation, and if you're close to the end of your studies, you're probably too. So let's share this very weird transition together and hope that we can help each other on the way. So here you go, this is my career strategy, and let's get into it. The first question to ask yourself is the employed versus independent dilemma, because you have pretty much two main paths as a career, one being the employed, so you're working for someone else, or the independent, when you're working for yourself or you're working for clients that are your own clients. Especially now that entrepreneurship is becoming bigger and bigger on social media, I think a lot of people are starting to really want to be an entrepreneur, but also because some people, especially in architecture, really want to have their own practice and have control over the projects that they're doing, the clients that they're having, and also how they're managing their time. I strongly believe that the employed path has so many benefits. First of all, yes, of course, the stability and the income, but also you're integrating a structure, so this structure already exists. And I really think that especially as young professionals, we have a lot to learn from structure, collaboration, organization, and specific skills and knowledge from your field that your colleagues or your bosses can actually show you or help you with. In architecture, it's also just a great way to access projects that you would never be able to work on your own because you just don't have enough people, or they're too big of projects, or you need a real team with different skills and you don't have all of them on your own. So taking part in a firm and working for one architecture practice, for example, is just a great way to start off by understanding how things work, how to get better skills, to learn from your peers, especially from others who have more experience, maybe some a bit older, and overall to just focus on crafting your skills and not having to worry about client acquisition or organization. You're just focused on crafting your skills. And then you have the independent path, so the entrepreneurship path, the one where you're building your own practice, you're finding your own clients, and you're making your own brand and your own firm. This gives you the freedom to choose your projects, your topics, your areas of work. It also allows you to build your personal brand and give you more independence creatively, but it can be really hard to start at the beginning, to build it, to find clients, to create the structure. It's a lot of work from the beginning, and this can be very daunting, but also riskier and slower at first. And my personal reflection, and I think a lot of people are the same, I want the freedom, but I also want the stability and the security. And I think most people, when they're starting to work a 9 to 5, then they are feeling like they want more freedom, but then if they have too much freedom, then it feels overwhelming, and then you want some more stability. So I think it's really a balance to find. Maybe finding like a hybrid path would be interesting, like being part-time in a settled job and then part-time independent, or maybe just having a normal job and then doing some independent stuff on the side. I don't really know, but these are really two parts that I'm considering. But I really want to at least start with the employed path because I really, really believe that I have a lot to learn from it. And also, I would really enjoy having a bit of security and getting some money on the side. But for every single person, for every student or young professional, you need to ask yourself which part of the spectrum you're most likely to go towards and what will allow you to fulfill your goals. I also really think that you need to try different things to be able to figure out your path. At least it's the strategy that I'm taking. I really think that it's very important to explore before committing, so you know all the options and you really have real data about what you like and what you don't like, and then you're able to make some decisions based on your experience and not only presuppositions. Personally, I've really tried to implement this, especially with some extra work or job that I've been doing. So I've been trying some different part-time jobs, internships, and even freelance projects in different fields like urban planning, interior design, freelance work, and graphic design, whatever. I really want to try every single aspect of creation overall and what I would be able to do as an architect, and just seeing how I react in every single field, what I find best, where I just thrive the best, or also what I enjoy the most. To me, it's really a mindset that I've been trying to highlight as much as possible, just experimenting, discovering, and then choosing from all the data points. And I really think that you can use your school projects, your internships, your part-time jobs, or even some freelance work to test out different areas of your own skills. It also allows you to build skills in different fields, and so you have a way broader range of skills, and it allows you to understand what you enjoy the most. So don't force yourself into one path too soon. Just go ahead, discover, try different things, and once you've tried it out, then you can make your final decision. And also a bonus point is that it will keep you doors open for unexpected opportunities, and this can always be a good thing. Another strategy that I have is to start designing a hybrid career from now. So it means gathering some employed experience as internships or part-time jobs. That's what I've been doing last semester. And this gives me access to resources, understanding the structure, understanding also how to work in a team or be in a hierarchy, and also get some mentorship from other people and work on real projects. And then on the side, I'm really trying to implement some more independent work. So doing some freedom, working on visibility, on communication, on design. This really helps me to understand a little bit broader and to dive into some other topics that I wouldn't cover during my jobs. So for example, I'm very interested in communication, design, web design, interface, and these are not things that we're working so much on in architecture, but I am able to do it on the side by my own activities. And I'm also working on my personal projects and content, which gives me creative experimentation and where I can really try things out without having any risk because I'm the only owner of what I'm doing. And this is also great because from what I learn on my own in my own lab on social media, then I get to implement it in some other tasks. So I'm really using this hybrid method of gathering some experience in a more structured way in a real company and then trying to learn a bit on the side try, iterate on my own without having any risk, and then bringing all of it into my skill set. And I really encourage you to try and work in this parallel way between what you learn from others and what you're experimenting on your own. It will bring so much for you. Another strategy that I have, and you might have already noticed it, is leveraging social media for independence and opportunities. I've witnessed on my own that social media was a great way of building visibility and attracting opportunities. I've had some opportunities that I would have never had hadn't I started a YouTube channel when I started architecture school. And so I want to keep doing it because I know how much worth it can have. And it's crazy because it takes time, it takes effort, of course, but it also can bring you so much more than you would expect. It can bring you some side income, like if you're teaching, if you're freelancing, if you're doing some partnerships. It also creates, for me, that's how I see it, it's a backup plan. Like if I don't find a job, if no one wants to hire me, then I can still hire myself, or at least have something which I can work on and that will bring me something back. And the best thing is that it actually compounds over time. Once you start building your own brand, your own personality online or on social media, then you can actually just keep growing from it. And I think it's just awesome to have this possibility nowadays to just do whatever you want over on the internet. So I would really recommend you to start sharing your processes, your thinking, what you're making, what you're doing, what you're standing by, and to just be authentic, be consistent, and just choose the platforms that align with you, with your goals, with your personality, with what you personally enjoy and like to consume. And it can really bring you awesome skills, but also allow you to get some more opportunities and grow your network outside of your own practice. So I really recommend to experiment across all fields and roles that are interesting you, and to work in parallel between a job and a side project that you could have with more freedom, where you can express yourself more and where you can experiment, and to build up your visibility and get some more creative independence. Because a career is just like any other project. It takes some experimentation, it takes some thoughts, it takes some doubts, and you just have to try, adjust, and keep exploring continuously so you can design your own way. So if you want to take one key takeaway from this episode, what's one experiment that you can do this month to explore a little bit more your path? And just know that uncertainty is really normal. We're all going through it. Doubt is so normal. You're not the only one. We're all in the same boat, and we're only trying to figure it out. So thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I really appreciate it. I hope it was helpful to you. I want to thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I really hope it was able to bring you something, and that sharing my own strategies will be valuable to you. If you like these episodes, make sure to write a review on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. It will really help to reach other people who are interested in these topics. And I'll see you in 2 weeks for the next episode. Bye!